Good morning, students. This is Professor Eknath Aire from Divine College of Pharmacy, Satana, Department of Pharmaceutics. Students, here is the quote for the day. Difficult roads leads to beautiful destination. So, always select difficult roads or paths which you will get at a beautiful destinations, or you will get the great success if you will try by using the difficult roads. Okay, so with this motivational quote we will start today's session. So students, you already know about the uh, what are the compartmental modelings are there. So we already discussed in previous session regarding one compartment open model of IV bolus and IV infusion. So in this lecture we will start with extravascular administration, or one compartmental open model of extravascular administration. So in this extravascular administration, the drugs that enters to the body by a first order absorption process, they gets distributed in the body according to one compartment kinetics, and uh, they were gets distributed in the body. So we can say that the when a drug is administered by the extravascular route, for example oral or the intramuscular or the rectal route, etc., then by using of this route it will get absorbed, and is this absorption is a prerequisite for its therapeutic activity. Okay, so we can say that the factors that influence drug absorption have already been or we already discussed in our previous topic. So the rate of absorption may be described mathematically by using the zero order or the first order process, which we already discussed earlier. Okay, so the rate of absorption can be mathematically depicted by two processes. They are zero order absorption process and first order absorption process. So in this particular extravascular administration, we are going to see the zero order absorption process related to the extravascular administration, and first order absorption process relating to the extravascular administration. Okay, so here is the zero order absorption model. So you can say that when a drug is administered through extravascular route, the absorption is the prerequisite for its therapeutic activity. Okay, so zero order absorption model is there. So you can say that the zero order absorption is characterized by a constant rate of absorption. Okay, then it is independent of amount remaining to be absorbed, and its regular absorption versus the the time plot is linear with slope, and it's equal to the rate of absorption while the semilog plot, and is described by an ever increasing gradient with the time. So we can observe here the zero order absorption model, where we can see here the drug at the extravascular site, and further it will go into the zero order absorption. After that it will reach into the blood and other body tissues, or we can say that in the central compartment, and after reaching over there it will go into the elimination state, and in elimination it will go for metabolism or the excretion. Okay, so overall this is the zero order absorption model is there. So, and it is similar to that of the constant rate of infusion. So this is similar with the rate of infusion. So here also same model is there. Then the rate of drug absorption in case of several controlled drug delivery system is there. Okay, so after extravascular administration, the rate of change in the amount of drug in the body, which will be dx by dt, and is the difference between the rate of input, or we can say the absorption, the dxev dt, and the rate of output, which will be also called as the elimination. So here we can say that whenever the drug enters into the body, it follows the first order absorption process according to the one compartment model kinetic, as we already discussed in the previous lecture. And the model can be represented as, we can say that k if absorption kinetic is there, or absorption enters into the body center compartmental tissue, then it will go into the elimination. Okay, so the differential form of above equation can be written at dx by dt is equal to ka into xa minus ke into xa. So the after integrating the above equation, we will get that x is equal to ka into f into x0. Okay. Then the into, sorry, x is equal to ka into f into x0 upon uh, the ka minus ke, okay, into e minus ka t minus e minus kat. Okay, and after transforming into the c terms as x is equal to bt into c, as we already know, then c is equal to k into f, ka into f into x0 upon ka minus ke, bracket complete, into vd into e minus ket minus e minus kat. So here is the f for the fraction of drug absorbed systematically absorbed after extravascular administration. So we can say the here the extravascular absorption study, the Tmax and Cmax can be calculated, and we will return, or we will write this as Tmax is equal to 2.303 log in bracket Ka upon Ke upon Ka minus Ke, and same for the Cmax. Cmax is equal to f into x x into 0 upon Vd into e minus Ke Tmax. Okay, so um, so this was the basic information regarding the one compartment open model of extravascular administration. So further we will discuss regarding the determination of absorption rate. Okay, so let's see about the determination of absorption rate. So for a drug that enters the body um, by a first order absorption process, it will get distributed in the body according to the one compartment model kinetic, as we already know. Then we can say that it is the most important pharmacokinetic parameter. When a drug follows that first order absorption, it can be calculated by two methods in one compartment open model. They are first one method is the method of residuals, and second one method is the Wagner-Nelson method. So by using of these two methods, we can predict over there the determination of rate of absorption. So here is the first order absorption model, or the estimation of Ka and Ke, we can say. So commonly used in pharmacokinetic to resolve. So this is related to the method of residual, or we can say the feathering or peeling or the stripping method. So commonly used in the pharmacokinetic to resolve a exponential curve to its individual components, so that the by exponential equation when the drug is administered administered through the extravascular site is. So here is the C is equal to Ka into F into x0 upon Vd into Ka minus Ke into E minus Ket minus E minus Kat. Okay, so where F is the fraction of drug absorbed systematically after extravascular administration, and a typical plasma concentration time profile of drug administered at extravascular is shown in this equation. Okay, so next part is the same method of residual part is there. If Ka into F into x0 upon Vd into Ka minus Ke is equal to A, which is hybrid constant, then C is equal to Ka into F into x0 upon Vd into Ka minus Ke into K into E minus Ke into T minus K E minus Kat. Equation becomes as C is equal to A E minus Ket minus E minus Kat. So finally we will get this C is equal to Ae minus Ke T minus Ae minus Kat. Okay, so from this we can say that uh, the peak plasma concentration of the rate of absorption equals to the elimination rate. Okay, then the when absorption is almost over with the K greater than Ke, the second ex- exponential, which is the second exponential E minus Kat reaches to the zero, and first exponential E minus Kat reaches to finite value. Then equation reduces to the extrapolation, or the exponential C is equal to Ae minus Ket, and by converting to log form this one, and we can say that the log C exponential is equal to log A minus Ke into T upon 2.303. So where C exponential represents the back extrapolated plasma concentration values, and a plot of drug C versus the time t, it's a bi-exponential curve with a terminal linear phase, and which is having slope of minus Ke upon 2.303, which is we can observe over here. And also we can say that this is the absorption rate constant related. So we can say that it can be calculated by the method of residuals. Okay, so this is we calculated by the method of residue. So it is commonly used in pharmacokinetic to resolve the multi-exponential curve into its individual component. So for drug that follows one compartment kinetic and administered by extravascular, the concentration of drug in plasma is expressed by this one. Okay, so this was the method of residual method, or the to find out the first order absorption model and estimation of Ka and Ke. And here is the graph to uh, showing that the method of residual or the feathering method. Okay, in this graph we can see over there the extrapolation of plasma concentration values, a plot of log C versus the T yield or the time yield, and a by exponential curves with a terminal linear phase having slope minus k upon 2.303. You can observe. Then back extrapolation of this straight line to time 0 yields y-intercept equals to log a. And this overall graph is showing that the plasma concentration time profile after oral administration of a single dose of a drug. The pi exponential curve has been resolved into its two components, which is absorption and elimination. You can observe here. Okay, so this is overall related to the method of residual. Then again, next part is the subtraction of the previous values. Then after subtracting the true values or of plasma concentration, C values from the extrapolated concentration values, then we can write as the extrapolated C minus C into CR is equal to AE minus KET minus AE minus KET plus AE minus KAT. So similar terms will get cancelled. Then extrapolated C minus C into CR is equal to AE minus KAT. So by converting this into the log form, we will get that the log CR is equal to log A minus KAT upon 2.303. So after getting this, we can say that a plot of log CR versus T yields a straight line with the slope minus K upon 2.303 and y-intercept log A, as we observe in this previous figure. Okay, then also we can say that uh, thus the method of residuals enables resolution of a bi-exponential plasma level time curve into its two exponential components. Okay, then the technique works best when the difference between Ka and Ke is large. Okay, if the difference is large, then it will get works. So in some instances, the Ke obtained after the IV bolus of the same drug is very large, much larger than the Ka obtained by the method of residual. Okay, so this is called as the flip-flop phenomenon since the slopes of the two lines have exchanged their meanings. Okay, so the above method for the estimation, this method or the method of residual is for the estimation of Ka in curve fitting method, and the method is the best suited for a drug which are readily and completely absorbed and follow one compartment kinetic even when given extravascularly. Okay. However, if the absorption of the drug is affected in some way, such as GI motility or enzymatic degradation, okay, then if the drug shows the multi-compartment characteristic after IV administration, then also Ka computed by curve fitting method is incorrect for this one. Okay. So this is all about method of residual or feathering or peeling or the stripping method. Then the next method is Wagner-Nelson method. So Wagner-Nelson uh, Wagner-Nelson method is also for the estimation of Ka, or the absorption kinetic. So it is the one of the better alternative to curve fitting method in the estimation of Ka in Wagner-Nelson method. The method involves determination of Ka from the percent unabsorbed time plots and does not require the assumptions of zero or first order absorption. Then, after oral administration of a single dose of a drug at any given time, the amount of drug absorbed into the systemic circulation XA is the sum of amount of drug in the body X and the amount of drug eliminated from the body XE. Okay, then according to this amount of drug in body is depicted as XA is equal to X plus XE, we can say. So students, uh, enough for this lecture. Remaining we will discuss in next lecture. Up to this, you have to revise again and again regarding these mathematical expressions. Okay, and you have to practice of it again and again for the better understanding. Okay, so see you with the next session. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you.